and control standards. All those that do not meet the required standards will be temporarily closed, and the healthcare workers trained by the Ministry of Health to improve on infection prevention. The health regulatory authorities are requested to support the Ministry of Health in this exercise to protect the lives of the health workers and ensure a safe working environment. I want to reassure the country that government is doing all that is possible to control this outbreak, as we have done before. Therefore, there is no need for anxiety or panic. The situation in Kampala metropolitan area remains under control as the Ministry of Health and partners continue to sensitize the population and follow up all the contacts. Our healthcare workers pandemic to an end. I call upon the public to cooperate with the healthcare workers and report anybody with signs and symptoms similar to that of Ebola virus disease early enough to improve survival of the patients, but also to protect the rest of the population. Do not run away to another district when you have had contact. You run away with the disease and you will eventually die. In addition, spreading the disease to other parts of the country exposes many people to infection and makes the epidemic more difficult to control.
Now, Vice President Jessica Lupo has thanked everyone for putting aside other activities and joining the family of the late Elangot to celebrate his life. She thanked the leaders of Serere and Teso at large for maintaining peace and security, which are key elements for growth. The Vice President appreciated the family members for their attitude in relating to the clan members well, which is one of the ways of giving glory to God and also remembering the late Elangot. We have the details.
Yala makubo kilibere. That is a food.
Andrew, the Total High Executive the Vice President. I do governor to Otoma Ates Kia Papa Nebede Tono, the governor, Lina Tony. Thomas Rono Papina, the Doni Papa Dioi, Nara. Alai Papa Ikenina Yeni Kotoroi.
Itunga patat amolikaru anuka oteso ido ajaingo inisio papa ilikijo papa president so papa chamu usote tegale program
So I would like to encourage all of us to continue thanking God for the gift of the life of Papa John Robert Elangot, who was seen in Bukedia in Serere, in Kaberemaido, in Kumi, in Katakwi, as the son of Teso. That means he was a unifier. He knew how to handle what is called humanity. And that's also a message that we should learn from him. When I was appointed vice president, he called me and said, I want to know where you are staying. I want to come and see where my daughter is staying. And I invited him and he came home. His voice was very clear. His arguments were resonating very well with the current situation. And he would reflect it to that situation of those days when he was governor, when he was in the government of His Excellency Milton Obote, and also Amin. Very clear, you would see a very intelligent person. John Robert Elangot was not just a regional person here in Teso, but he was a national leader who did a lot for the country in terms of policy formulation and also guiding in the enactment of those laws, especially in the financial sector. Let's educate our children the way Papa Elangot educated his children and also the extended family, children from extended family. Let's continue following standard operating procedures of Ebola so that we defeat it the way we defeated COVID. It was not extravagant. And he lived his life very simple. Many of the organizations he has worked in, which have been named here, UDC, Bank of Uganda, Cairo Bank, all those institutions, money. So my uncle John Robert Elangot worked in all those big institutions where there was cash, but no track record of corruption, no track record of abuse of office. And that is a very good message again for all of us to learn from.
President Roma, and he's very generous, that man. And then when he crosses with us, Achama Isengo Esukunyesi Serere Taunuka.
Refer to some whom I don't know. When we secured multiple
Cultural, religious, technical and political leaders plus academicians have been reminded to play their part in protecting the children in their spheres of influence against the negative effects of the media, information and technology and peer pressure. While launching Family Focus, an initiative by Life Ministries Uganda at Makerere Freedom Square, the First Lady Janet Museveni said leaders play a critical role as change agents influencing communities for transformation.
The First Lady, Janet Museveni, has said there is need to invest in leadership development to equip leaders with qualities of competence and compassion which are required for them to lead well.
I appeal to you as members of Cabinet, as members of Parliament, together with other government leaders, academicians, as well as cultural and religious leaders, to play your part to protect children in your spheres of influence against the negative effects of the media, of entertainment, of information technology, and peer pressure, among other things.
While launching Family Focus, an initiative by Life Ministry Uganda, Janet Museveni expressed grief over a big number of children with fatherless homes, something that exposes them to behavior disorder, crime and suicide.
This information is heartbreaking. Consequently, the need to safeguard families has never been as critical as it is today, as it was said right there today. As the older generation, we owe it to the children of this nation and those yet to come, to change this narrative and to give them hope for a better world tomorrow.
State Minister for Industry David Bahati said having 32% of households living in subsistence economy is a challenge leaders need to reflect on.
Meaning that out of the 9 million households we have, 3 million live in subsistence economy. And we all know that a strong family means an economically empowered family. So as leaders, we must reflect on that. It means a spiritually filled.
It means a family at peace with itself and at peace with God.
The leadership strategy of Life Ministry Uganda looks at building the nation on righteousness through emphasizing behavior, choices and characters of individuals. They, however, have logistic limitations.
That Life at the Crossroads strategy be adopted in the Ministry of Education and Sports as a character development program, because we believe that you are hired for your competence, but most of the time we are fired for our character. And therefore, as we build competence, we need to build character as well.
Leaders are called to embrace their mandate of bearing God's image in the positions they hold and also exhibit the fruits of the Spirit in serving humanity.
The person of integrity embraces their leadership mandate with strength. They embrace their leadership mandate. They examine their mandate. They walk their mandate. They advance their mandate. They defend their mandate. Why? Because your mandate is not man-given, it is given by God.
The Global Vice President, Life Ministries, Dr. Lauryn Kazimoto, said leaders need to open up to others about their vulnerability and be honest to be corrected and grow. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugimwa in Kampala.
Local leaders and presidential representatives from the different divisions of Kampala are to work hand in hand with the President and the Ministry of Health to control the spread of the Ebola virus disease in Kampala. Ivan Juko with more.
Kampala receives a number of visitors that throng it for business and leisure, being the capital city of Uganda. The big numbers have equally been a threat for the quick spread of numerous virus infections like Ebola, COVID-19 and others. The Deputy Resident City Commissioner Machindia Division, Lauryn Kazimoto, says Ebola virus disease wouldn't have spread so fast had Ugandans not violated the President's directives.
Seasonal markets are suspended.
The Deputy Resident City Commissioner Nakawa Division, Sheikh Kasimu Kamisha, says they have put emphasis on markets and schools to curb Ebola virus disease spread.
When it comes to markets, we have trained the VHTs. We have trained leadership of markets in that they can take lead within their own populations. Another CC cannot be everywhere. A town clerk cannot be everywhere. But the chairman of the market and its leadership, they are within their people. So we have given them enough information to go and disseminate in the markets, because these are collecting centers. And more so we are moving towards tax operators, because for them they are mobile. They are here, they are there, and we are saying, let us have a sensitization meeting with you and we see how to move.
Kalere Village Chairperson Sulaiman Chisasa Chigongo applauded government and Ministry of Health's officials for providing information about the Ebola virus. He, however, says there is still a challenge of landlords accommodating people without taking note of their origins.
Mu kiseera kino abatuuze baffe wamu n'abakozi abakolera mu katale tubadde tugezaako okubasomesa nga tuyita mu bubaka obutuweebwa gavumenti omuli ebipande ebyenjawulo handouts nga tugenda tubategeeza, naye era obubaka obwo tebunatuuka nnyo mu bantu bonna. Abantu babadde tebali aware bulungi kimala.
The Deputy RCC Kawempe Division Sulaiman Walugembe Juko advises residents against violating the guidelines set by President Yoweri Museveni.
Ebiragiro ebiveeri omukulembeze w'eggwanga tulina obbigondera n'obbitambulirako. newankubadde nti ebiragiro abiwa naye abantu abamu abalina emputu ne baagala ate okumenya ebiragiro ebyo ate ne baleetera obuzibu abantu abalala. Kyenzikiriza nti ebimu ku ebyo biweebwa biba by'amagezi nnyo.
There is now a standby health care and response team set up by Kampala leaders to respond to any Ebola virus disease alarm.
We got ambulances, they are standby. That's why I said you call. The health workers are going to be there in no minute. Because we have standby ambulances, they are already waiting for every call, wherever it comes.
When you see any case that has got a relationship to what we think could be Ebola, please report very fast. We have given out the numbers of our DMO, the numbers of our DPCs in Nakawa, in that we always respond very quickly.
Kubiriza bannakawempe kisooka okubeera abayonjo. Ekyokubiri ebifo ebirimu emigotteko n'abantu abangi ennyo okulaba nti banaaba engalo n'okulaba nti bo bennyini nga bwe bali awo tebakkiriza muntu abajjamu. Tusobole okuba nti tuteekawo enkola ate bw'ozuula omuntu nga waliwo obonekumu ku obwo. Omuntu avaamu eminyira, omuntu avaamu omusaayi, omuntu embeera alina olusujjasujja, ebisinga okubeera ebintegeeza ab'ebyobulamu bajje bakole ensonga eyo oba tegeeza ofiisi eno.
Evanjoko for UBC News.
The Minister of Karamoja Affairs, Dr. Mary Goreti Katutu, has cautioned women in Karamoja to impart good morals amongst their children to avoid incidents of their children being part of street life and cattle rustling. Kitutu was officiating a 3-day training for Karamoja Women Peace Forum organized by Mercy Corps in Moroto District.
Karamoja sub-region has been experiencing insecurity for years, but women and children suffer most since many remain widows and orphans respectively. Women under the umbrella Karamoja Women Peace Forum with representatives from the 9 districts of Karamoja, Abim, Amdat, Karenga, Kotido, Moroto and Napak discuss on how to attain everlasting peace in the region.
The people of Karamoja also sloping the other side of Tezo, but we want to have a meeting with the women of Tezo and Asholi so that we see how to receive also these people on the other side, how to talk, and also this side of Turkana County.
We have lost their people, like this has happened. Let's forgive ourselves. Let's see how to open a new chapter, how to live together, how to acquire peace. So that we also talk in our resolution, we have a resolution of pastoralism.
Women say alcoholism has affected Karamoja region.
Most of our community members, they look at this as if it's like food. Now you find someone taking alcohol from morning to sunset. Very early in the morning, someone is very drunk, again is going for alcohol, and there is no food. That's how we are losing a lot of people.
And there are challenges in fighting it in the area.
So the policemen, you find that the water is simply impound, maybe it is taken to the stores. The people who are getting that water go and change water into jerrycans and they take water. Or sometimes they go and sell it.
So impounding this alcohol in the villages or along the way, maybe it's taken to the police post. At the end of the day, the following day, you find that some jerrycans even, they are full of water. So we wonder where this alcohol goes. So I think there is corruption between all of us.
During the meeting, women resolved to partner with security forces to fight alcoholism in the region.
Communities want to come up with bylaws which we want also to work hand in hand with the police and as members of Women's Peace Forum from different sub-counties.
Relatedly, women also decry land conflicts. However, Minister Kitutu advised on the matter.
Economic activities without conflicting with your husbands, because I want you alive. If you begin going to fight with men over land, you will begin issues, but you can generate money and you buy your own land.
While officiating at a 3-day training of women by Mercy Corps, the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Dr. Mary Goreti Kitutu, cautioned mothers on parenting.
Let me begin spraying and don't hide. You know, many of us women, we are fond of hiding. You are hiding your sons. The next day, he dies in the rain. Let's talk to our children. By the way, a few children from Karamoja who have gone.
Tutu explains the ministry's arrangements for empowering women in the region.
I also want to inform you that we are strengthening the Nabwini Agriculture Center. So as I speak now, I'm transferring 300 million to Nabwini to multiply seeds. So we want seeds to come from Karamoja itself into the Karamoja gardens.
The Women Peace Forum under Mercy Corps Women wants to form a Teke Women Forum to fight insecurity. Karamoja Women Peace Forum discussed gender-based violence, conflict over natural resources, unfair deals for women, artisanal miners, migration for pastoralists, and cattle rustling.
The State Minister for Urban Development, Obiga Kania, has asked contracting and consulting firms under the Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development Program to desist from changing staff, as on several occasions has led to shoddy works. Minister Obiga Kania made this call at a meeting with the owners of all the contracting and consulting firms under the Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development Additional Financing Program held in Kampala.
On several occasions, some government contractors are blamed for shoddy work that affects service delivery. State Minister for Urban Development, Obiga Kania, has now cautioned contractors and consulting firms under the Uganda Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development Program to desist from shoddy work. Kania says if such practice does not stop, culpable firms will not be considered for contracts in the second phase of the Youth-Made AF program set for 2024. The phase will be funded by Government of Uganda to the tune of $750 million.
But for us to succeed in getting that second one, it depends on the implementation, the success of the implementation of Youth-Made AD as it is now.
Obiga communicated this during a tour of sites where he discovered slow progress of works, some abandoned and mismanaged.
So we want to know what are they doing and the challenges they are facing. We also want to let them know that also with their specific objectives. They are not just implementing for purposes of implementing and getting business. They are implementing in order to help our people. So it is absolutely important that as they implement, we build a rapport, we build a relationship with them.
Although government supports the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, BUBU, contractors under the Youth-Made AF program must avoid joint venture partnerships that add no value to their output.
Now, good enough, what you have described, there are not too many cases. I think, to the best of my knowledge, there is only one case where somebody won the contract and subcontracted the entire work to another company. Of course, we're looking at the contents of the contract. Does it allow subcontracting? We will study it and see what appropriate actions we take, including holding payments, including terminating the contract.
The program coordinator, Dr. Isaac Mutenyo, says the meeting had served as a reminder to some contractors and consulting firms that had started to backtrack on what is expected of them. Uganda's Support to Municipal Infrastructure Development Additional Financing Program was started in 2013 to enhance the institutional capacity of municipalities to deliver services. The World Bank-supported program is being implemented in 14 municipalities and refugee hosting districts, which include Moyo, Yumbe, Isinjiro, Kiriandongo, Kamwenge, Arua, and Telego.
As Primary 7 candidates prepare to sit for their primary living exams, candidates have been advised to desist from malpractice that can lead them to lose their 7 years. Leading the blessing mass for candidates of St. Teresa Girls Namilyango, the Reverend Father Gerald Wachibugu appealed to candidates to respect the set guidelines.
7 candidates are writing their primary living examinations on Monday, beginning with a briefing. The 3-day exams are set to begin with mathematics. Different schools have held blessing mass for candidates. At St. Teresa Namilyango Girls, Reverend Father Gerald Wachibugu led the mass and advised candidates to write their papers with confidence.
The Lord is telling us, let us not fear. Even when you worry, you are not going to change anything anyway. Are you going to change the question when you worry? The question that is already said that we're going to do. It is just a matter of arriving here on Tuesday.
The priest also appealed to candidates not to accept anyone tempting them into malpractice that may lead them into losing their 7 years spent at school.
May you be obedient as you go to the examination room. The invigilators will give you all the rules. So they have told you, don't go in with paper, don't do what? Don't go with the paper. Don't sit where you are not supposed to sit, don't sit there. May we be obedient to the rules, of course, of the examinations, but also the rules of God.
The head teacher, Sister Florence Nalumu, told the candidates that by God's grace, they have empowered students with all necessary requirements to make them excel.
To thank God, first of all, and thank everybody for the support, for the care, and for loving St. Teresa Namilyango Girls.
Teachers advised candidates to remain focused and not be afraid of anything until the last paper.
Forget the mistakes you've always been making, but remember only what you have learned right.
We have done everything possible that makes them excel in the 2022 PLE. I have no doubt that we shall have performance that's not the best.
Candidates promised to come up with first grades during the examination.
You should be confident when you're going to write your PLE if you've been revising, because the same papers you have been doing are the ones you are going to do.
I'm quite sure that I'll pass because I've been reading my books. I am 100% sure that I'm going to get aggregate 4 because I've been paying attention in class.
Total of 832,810 are expected to sit primary living examination for this year 2022. I'm Nafka Farida and Andros Mabira.
Now, several schools prepare their candidates for the upcoming primary living exams. Devotion to Christ now seems to be the trend. Primary 7 candidates at Tisule Nursery and Primary School have been cautioned against examination malpractice. We have the details.
Primary 7 candidates at Chisule Nursery and Primary School have been cautioned against examination malpractice.
The new curriculum was adopted and we have tried our best to cope up with the new curriculum. Ever since we had the pandemic of COVID, we have been trying to catch up, and I hope and I'm sure that what these candidates are going to do is going to be fruitful.
This was during prayers presided over by Reverend Father Anthony Kamkama.
So we're encouraging our young people that the Lord has led them from far. From primary, the Lord has walked with them in nursery, in P2, in P4, in P6, and they have been doing exams. So we are, encouraging them that the Lord who led them through all other stages of their study, even at P7, next week when they sit PLE, we are encouraging them that the Lord will be with them. And we also alluded to Psalm 23. David the King on verse 4, he says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because you're with me.
Kisore Nursery and Primary School will seat 35 pupils for this primary leaving examination session due 8th and 9th November.
I've been given enough notes, everything that I need to do. Other candidates and I should revise hard, go through them, summarize, and get everything in their heads so that by the time PLA comes, they are ready to write to put everything on paper, and I know they will pass.
My message is that you shouldn't get scared. Some people when you see exams, some people get very scared of exams, they start panicking. So you shouldn't over panic when you see the exams, because they are the normal people, they are the normal sets we do. Just like we did mocks, they are just like that. So you shouldn't panic a lot, and you should trust on yourself because it's not the end.
We as UBC wish the P7 candidates and also other candidates S4 and S6 the very best success to come. Now, UBC News Tonight continues. A forum for African women educationists and partners have embarked on a fundraising drive aimed at facilitating education of a girl child. The Executive Director of FAWA Uganda, Susan Opok-Tumusime, says the target for this is fundraising to educate 2,000 girls.
In a bid to support girl child education, FAWA Uganda and partners are on a mission to educate an estimated 2,000 vulnerable girls to enable them secure a bright future.
Why have we decided to do so? It's because we undertook a study during the COVID time, during the pandemic, during the lockdown, and we found out that so many girls were pregnant. Actually, just to give you an example, 22.5% of the girls 10 to 24-year-olds were found to be pregnant. And then within the 10 to 14-year-olds, there was an increase, an incidence of 366.5%.
Supporting girl child education is a collective effort to ensure inclusiveness for all girls to attain education.
Calling on everybody, calling on government, civil society organizations to mobilize resources to make sure that we send children, especially girls, back to school is extremely important.
Every person in this country contributes something to FAWA. We would make a great change in this nation by advancing the education of girls and therefore developing the nation.
It is believed that educating the girl child is educating the nation. Girls and women continue to play a big role in grooming society.
Educated girls we have, the more educated wives who would make good families, and the more development for the nation. The healthier the nation becomes, the stronger the nation becomes.
Marian Wumcha, UBC News.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return after these messages.
So, I'm here to announce that the MTN Kampala Marathon is back. And this year, we are running for babies. To be clear, I am not talking about a baby. No. And neither am I talking about to be baby. I am talking about these small dollars.
Run for babies in the MTN Kampala Marathon on Sunday, 20th November 2022. Dial *165 *77# or use the Momo app to register. Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready.
There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe?
Did you know that a cashless, secure, and convenient lifestyle is possible with Airtel Money Pay? Pay for your goods and services in the following simple steps. Dial *185 *9 hash. Enter the merchant ID. Enter the amount. Enter payment reference, for example, school items. Please enter PIN to confirm. You will receive a confirmation message for a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Calling you from the mobile service center.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, we have noticed a few things wrong with your number and need your mobile money PIN.
John Ferrer, never give out your password or PIN to any caller. Your mobile service provider will never call or ask for your personal details. If in doubt, go to your nearest phone service center.
This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
That's right. The Voice is coming to a city near you. From the 21st of October to the 10th of November, you get a chance to showcase your talent. Prepare a 1-minute MP4 video of yourself singing and upload it to thevoice.africa to register. Make sure you have a valid Airtel number, and if you're shortlisted, you will be contacted to come in for the live auditions.
Well, don't just stand there, let's go!
Music your passion, Africa your stage. The Voice Africa, connected by Airtel.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us. Now moving on into more news, educationists and other stakeholders in Palisa district are calling for concerted effort in sensitizing parents to feed their children for realization of better grades in UNEB exams. Now these stakeholders attribute the poor performance in the PLE exams to parents' failure to support their children with food and other scholastic materials.
Agule County Member of Parliament, Polycarp, has offered 600 kilograms of rice and 1.8 million shillings to 18 schools in his constituency to facilitate candidates with meals during examination period.
We are expressing a lot of hunger because the sun hit all the crops which was grown. So many right now, as we talk, children from schools are suffering. They don't have what to eat. Like just why Honorable God Polycarp has also decided to come in, at least to put in something like food that will help these pupils to sit their paper well when they have had lunch and have a settled mind. Because you know, when you are going for a paper and you have not had anything like lunch, you will not have the knowledge or the mind to answer the paper well.
This is after a section of stakeholders in Palisa district criticized parents who do not give their children necessary support to excel in their exams.
The problem which I realize in Palisa is the reluctance of our parents, especially in terms of feeding our children. Right from P1, a hungry child is an angry child. Children go to school on empty stomachs.
A learner cannot concentrate when the stomach is empty. In the first place is that for a candidate, at least it should be in a body, so that the issue of feeding is catered for.
These children, when they come to school in the morning, they are able, they have energy. But immediately it reaches midday, or let me say by lunchtime, they are off.
You know, it beats me our understanding. If a parent cannot feed the candidate who is going to sit for these exams, because 7 years is not a simple one.
Palisa school head teachers commended the legislator for supporting primary 7 candidates with food, but urged other well-wishers to emulate him and support their schools with basic necessities for better performance.
Send my sincere appreciations to Honorable Polycarp, the Member of Parliament for Agule County. I contributed these food items, which my candidates of 2022 are going to feed on come 8th to 9th of this month.
Authorship is a noble undertaking which is socially rewarding but economically demoralizing. However, with professional mentorship, authorship can be economically rewarding. Uganda Textbook, Academic and Non-Fiction Authors Association, UTANA, is assuring and supporting book writers that there is a light at the end of the tunnel through mentoring and sponsoring authors. We have more.
Why do you have very few younger age authors?
Every time you read a book, just know that there is a writer also known as the author who deserves your tribute for putting ideas into the book.
It's my first time to have an author's award because it has excited me and it has motivated me to discover into writing more.
Photocopying, cheating book publishers, and those that take screenshots of authors' works are blamed for wrecking authors' hopes of making a buck.
So, as this big august house of academia and writers, to me, I'm really challenged and I'm like saying, what can we do? Because talents with a lot of knowledge is out there.
Authorship is an energy-consuming undertaking that is socially rewarding but economically depressing.
In case you have any issues with copyright, to write to us to have a technical engagement because you are losing as long as you don't know how to commercially exploit these books. Things to do with dealing with third parties where you are not benefiting. We have an enforcement agency.
Most book writers are struggling, and yet they are either paid very little or never paid at all, and yet put a lot of effort in the exercise.
Or do we need to couple this with a lot of police? Unfortunately, even those who police are not anymore saints than those who are abusing the process.
However, Uganda Textbook, Academic and Non-Fiction Authors Association, UTANA, is making an intervention to make authorship profitable through mentorship, financial support, and skilling writers to make some bucks from their sweat.
The program for us to be able to be trusted by the people that have information and have no time, that we would be able to help them put those materials into a readable and understandable way.
One of the tips that authors were introduced to is to embrace e-authorship, developing a publishable manuscript and capacity building in the book publishing process.
2021, that online market of Africa grew to 581 million online users. Number one was Nigeria at 154 million users, followed by Egypt, then Kenya, South Africa, Morocco, Algeria, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Uganda, Congo, Ghana, and Sudan. So these are some markets that you can target using online digital publishing.
This was during a one-day symposium on the business of being an author, managing the publishing process, organized by Uganda Textbook, Academic and Non-Fiction Authors Association UTANA, held at Silver Springs Hotel Bugorobi, near Kampala.
Nowadays, some of the models that exist, they ask you to contribute towards the publishing costs. For a very fat royalty rate, it can even be 70%, it can be 80%, it can be anything, two-figure.
They are then collected together and they are made usable.
The meeting of like minds was facilitated by leading academicians, authors, editors, university teachers, and stakeholders in the book writing industry, among others.
UBC News tonight. The committee in charge of roads in Buyikwe district has met to see the way forward on how to reduce the increasing cases of accidents in Mabira Forest. Now, this follows the increasing cases of road accidents in Mabira Forest, whereby every day 1 to 2 accidents are reported on this road.
Mabira Forest, a rainforest area, covers about 300 square kilometers in Buyikwe district between Lugaza and Jinja. On average, 1 or 2 accidents occur in Mabira Forest daily, leading to loss of lives and property. It's against this backdrop that area leaders, together with UNRA, have held a meeting to address this challenge. The meeting held at Forest Mart in Lugazi. In attendance were mayors, members of parliament, UNRA among others. To ascertain the root cause of these accidents, leaders toward Mabira Road Forest, Diana Mutasingwa, women member of parliament for Buyikwe district, asked UNRA, as they aim towards constructing new roads across the country, to also think of renovating the old ones.
To see that we can manage this road and always maintain it and make sure there are no potholes, because when we have potholes, people are trying to dodge potholes. When they dodge potholes, they move from one lane to another, and that's where accidents occur. Someone is crossing, he knows that the car is coming from up, but he doesn't know that the car is coming from down. So this place is a bad spot for accidents.
The Mayor Lugazi Municipal Council Seer John Bosco says there is a need to put road signposts, including humps, which he thinks will reduce accidents on this road.
Let me give an example. We have Mbarara Township in Nabataba Town Council. It is on a highway. Part of accidents that have been happening there, but every day they are doing a border map. People went on straight. For us in Lugazi, we don't want to straight. We are requesting humbly. Much as it is a highway, they could put for us humps which are gentle, which can control speed.
The roads in charge, Buyikwe District Fred Seguya, says the issue of bush areas around this road should be addressed to avoid accidents.
Through a bush road, olusi bobodde barrier oyinza okugwa mu side drain mamu ditch nga tomanyi nga toba muddo waawe gukoma kibanti utility maintenance alina okubeera ku nguudo okuyamba obulamu bw'oluguudo lwongera mu maaso.
Deborah Namamonde, Sharon Basirika, UBC News.
Uganda police have been releasing information about accidents occurring on a daily basis. The causes are attributed to over-reckless driving. However, there are other silent causes of these accidents. Ivan Kahwa with more.
Motorists, also known as boda boda, are the most used means of transport in the central business district of Kampala to maneuver through the traffic and rush passengers to their destinations in time. The same happens in growing cities across the country. Competing for space with other motorists is a consistent situation on the roads. Vehicles are driven to the cushion of the roads, forcing boda boda riders to find their way, sometimes inconveniencing pedestrians on pavements. The indiscipline of most road users has led to fatalities and an increase in the number of casualties rushed to hospitals for medical attention. Kauman Sereko is the commander in charge of traffic for Kampala Metropolitan.
You find very important people, yeah, doing things that will astonish you actually. A good car, a well-educated person, and is keeping right off the road, yeah? And then you expect also a border man to, like, they see these people doing these things and they think it is okay since so-and-so is doing it, let me also follow suit. You get it? So, and yet the law is not selective.
We now preview footage released by Uganda police to ascertain the real cause of the accidents. In Iganga district, A rider is carrying 2 passengers, including a baby. The rider attempts to overtake a taxi at a junction and survives a head-on collision with a trailer and knocks a parked vehicle and a pedestrian. It is against the law to carry more than 1 passenger.
So it is important that also you, the passenger on a motorcycle, you wear your own helmet. Then, as a boda rider, again, you have to have a safety helmet and a standard helmet. Not these, some people, we get some of them putting on these construction site helmets. And then reflective jackets. Yeah, you have to put on shoes or boots. A boot, not these dumb boots, but a boot that can put your laces and then tie them, not sandals.
In Kawempe, the traffic light is green and a lorry is on high speed, but a motorist rams it. This could have been avoided if lights were respected. In this video, these riders knocked each other, yet they were all riding in the middle of the road, which was free from traffic. This is recklessness. Pedestrians have in many instances fallen victim of such accidents, but this can also be avoided if they walk right.
When the cars are keeping left, you have to face where the traffic is coming from. In case of any vehicle that has lost control or something, you have time to react, to escape that accident.
In several videos, vehicles drop direction indicators, but boda riders end up ramming them. Some motorcycle riders have developed new systems of showing direction while on the road.
Because where that act of kicking legs to indicate where someone is going started from, I have no idea. And it is very common scenario these days in Kampala, seeing these boda riders doing that, okay? And for them, they do it at the junction itself. As he's turning, he kicks his leg, also indicating that he can kick your car. You get it, to take the direction he wants.
It is evident from these videos that there is impatience and ignorance by road users on how to operate on the roads. Some motorists are not aware of who has right of way on junctions.
The golden rule is that you give priority to the main road. Priority should be given to the main road to flow fast before you join. Where we don't have signals like traffic lights, yeah, you need to use your, I won't call it common sense because it's not so common, that you need to first park. If you are a feeder road, you let the main road flow fast.
The yellow box free zone is the solution, as no motorist should be here unless crossing. Driving with full lights is another silent cause of accidents. This is discouraged while on the road, especially at night, because it blocks vision of other road users.
When you are to use full lights, it needs when you don't have traffic on the road, and maybe you're the only one on the road, which is a rare scenario, because it will be rare for you to be on the road alone.
Police acknowledges presence of narrow roads, but believes road users can use their sense of judgment wisely to stop avoidable accidents.
So if you are selfish and you are a taxi driver and you are blocking the road because you are loading or offloading people, it is also not wise. Because if we catch you there actually, we shall take you on and we shall book you and give you a ticket.
Overloading vehicles cause unnecessary accidents, and overspeeding when negotiating sharp corners is a hazard. CCTV cameras have supported police to crack down bad road users.
So it will capture some of these cases, and that's how we get them. So once they are captured, they are blacklisted, and then they are sent to the data system of the blacklisted vehicles. And once we get the list, we trace one by one at a time over different cases: overlapping, speeding, dangerous loading.
It seems the high number of people riding motorcycles is overwhelming and has outcompeted the number of officers that help guide traffic flow.
If it were you and I put you at that point, How will you manage to arrest around 100 borders around you? You will pick one if you are lucky. Yeah? Then the 99 will go.
Police has in custody hundreds of motorcycles, but it seems like there is nothing being done. The problem is clearly discipline among road users without segregating. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Kampala.
I'd like to thank you, Ivan Kahwa, and the Commander Traffic Kampala Metropolitan Kauman Seriko, for giving us that insight on accidents in the country. This can be avoided if we only follow the traffic rules. Well, UBC News continues. Uganda is to present a proposal before the upcoming UN Climate Change Conference 27 in Egypt to have an annual day set aside for walking for the environment. The idea is a brainchild of the Walkers Association of Uganda, recommended for reduction of greenhouse carbon emissions. State Minister for Environment Beatrice Atimenwa says the proposal will be presented on the sidelines of COP27.
Over the years, they have covered both short and long distances across Uganda. The undertaking has seen humor, bravery and determination, but most importantly, working for a good cause.
We are going to walk the high altitude terrain in Kapchora, so get ready.
Stopovers have been characteristic of this decisive undertaking. Tree planting and other environmentally related gospels have been shared. This is the practice that Walkers Association of Uganda wants to see set aside as an annual event across the world. The proposal comes at a time the world is set to meet at Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, to discuss climate change.
That is why we have asked the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Water and Environment to incorporate the idea of gazetting World Walking Day in the coming United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP27.
For nearly 3 decades, the United Nations has brought together countries in the world for conference of parties. This is majorly because climate change had and continues to be a global priority. The more reason why the Walkers Association of Uganda wants to see a different approach.
So, proposing World Walking Day, it's a welcome idea that I'm sure the world will embrace it as one of the days for clean air and reduction of greenhouse carbon emission.
The 20th of March is the proposed date for Walking for Environment. This is in line with other ecologically chosen global days observed within the aforementioned period.
World Forestry Day is on the 21st of March, World Water Day, 22nd of March, and World Meteorological Day is on 23rd of March. So, when we look at the week, it is full of environmental activities. So we thought if we start by walking to talk about greenhouse carbon emission, then the next day we are going to talk about forests, water, and meteorology.
Other environmentalists have bought the idea, including State Minister for Environment, Beatrice Anywa.
We shall push for it, we shall talk for it at the side event, and we want all the media and all those well-wishers also to take it on, amongst other interventions that keeps hope alive.
And I think that if we can all move the needle in a way, in terms of our own personal actions, our community actions, our collective actions, that becomes very important.
Walking is one of the practical human activities recommended by the United Nations, renowned for reducing greenhouse carbon emissions, besides health and physical fitness benefits. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Gentlemen, Livingston brings you Mabira the Genesis concert on 26th November 2022 at Kololo Airstrip. Come we celebrate gospel music as we take you through the Genesis, featuring ordinary tickets at 20,000 shillings, VIP tickets at 50,000 shillings, and a table of 10 at 2 million shillings. And the first 1,000 people who will buy a ticket via MTN mobile money will get a discount of 5,000 shillings on each. Don't forget, people with disabilities enter for free. Livingston Live in Mabira the Genesis concert is brought to you by Plascon, Fenon, Coca-Cola, Maestro Studios, UNCC, Tress Gospel, Design Consult, Digital Money, and MTN.
Leaders who care create a good learning environment.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Welcome to Friends Stadium. Everybody's ready. Wait a second, not everybody. Come on, dude. It's the FIFA World Cup. You're going to lose your seat, the ritual seat, the lucky one. Losing more than a seat, your team is going to lose. Where are you, dude? The match is about to start. Your friends won't hold out much longer. Excuse me. Finally, everything is in the right place. Hey, other hand. And you, do you have everything you need to believe?
That's right. The Voice is coming to a city near you. From the 21st of October to the 10th of November, you get a chance to showcase your talent. Prepare a 1-minute MP4 video of yourself singing and upload it to thevoice.africa to register. Make sure you have a valid Airtel number, and if you're shortlisted, you will be contacted to come in for the live auditions.
Well, don't just stand there, let's go!
Music your passion, Africa your stage. The Voice Africa, connected by Airtel.
Welcome back from that break. And now into the business scene. State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has asked the youth to utilize available vocational institutions to acquire skills to fight unemployment. Muyingo was representing the Senior Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, at the 3rd graduation ceremony of Centenary Community College, Mukono Diocese at Kazi in Kayunga District.
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, encouraged the youth to utilize the available chances of many vocational institutions built by government in various regions to be trained to fight the rampant unemployment. This was contained in the speech read for her by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, while presiding over the 3rd graduation ceremony of Centenary Community College, Mukono Diocese in Kazi, Kayunga District.
My graduates, who are soon becoming graduates, go and make a difference in your homes, in your communities. Go and make your communities better. And you have been equipped with all the necessary skills to improve and develop your communities. We are sending them out to go and serve. They were created to serve God and man. But these days everybody is saying,
Over 200 graduates were awarded certificates and diplomas in animal production and management, crop production, agriculture, among others.
Abantu tebategedde mugaso gwazo. Njagala okwasaba Nakayunga. Eno institution eri wano ku lwa bulungi kuyamba kitundu kyaffe. Naye nga bwe muwulidde abawala bajenyumiririzaamu, Bishop yennyini agambye alina oluganda gwaleeta wano mu intake eddako. Naye ffe abawano essomero tuliyitako wano ng'eritalina mugaso.
Dr. Muyingo commended Church of Uganda for supporting government on the Skilling Uganda program and advised the youth to change their mindset on these courses for the betterment for their future. The Bishop of Mukono Diocese, the Right Reverend James William Sebagala, appealed to government to take over the running of the institution to facilitate expansion both in infrastructure. Muyingo also visited an agricultural exhibition and later with colorful service with a guest preacher, retired Bishop of West Nile, Opadia, among others. Sudat Kaye, Fred Kasivante, UBC News.
We'd like to thank you so much for your company this evening on this edition of UBC News Tonight. Take good care of yourself. Have a good night. I'm Lauryn Kazimoto and Muhammad Mugalo on sign language interpretation.
Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Kutesa Mili with your weather update. We are still having light isolated thunder showers in most parts of the country by many thousand sector of our country. And this is due to the rainbow that is still diffused over our continent Africa, including our country Uganda, in combination with moist winds that are blowing from Indian Ocean towards our country, and the moist winds are coming from Congo air mass bring us the rainfall that we're experiencing lately. Tomorrow morning, though, West Perique up with light isolated showers in most parts of the central, apart from Nakasonga where we are seeing sunny intervals, and other areas like Eastern, I expect to have sunny intervals dominating most parts of it, apart from Jinja, where I see isolated showers, and the Western stretch is expected to have sunny intervals, and northern part of our country is also expected to wake up with sunny intervals. Afternoon hours, though, we expect a pickup of thunder showers dominating most parts of the central part of our country. And the afternoon hours, we expect a continuation of thunder showers to dominate most parts of the western stretch at a maximum 29 degrees Celsius across Masindi and Kasese, and 24 at Kawale Highlands. Western part of our country, sunny intervals at maximum 30 degrees Celsius across Tororo. Jinja with isolated showers, but at a high temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Northern part of our country, some few areas with light showers like Gulu and Alua, but the rest of the country, the rest of the place is expected to have sunny intervals at maximum 31 degrees Celsius. Across Nairobi, in the neighborhood, we are seeing light isolated showers at maximum 29.5 degrees Celsius. Dubai with 31 degrees Celsius with sunny conditions in combination with Kyle, and London is light showers at maximum 14 degrees Celsius. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Kutesa Mili. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.